What's going on, guys? So today I have a really awesome treat for you. Today I'm going to be going over some key factors to consider when you're running Facebook ads. That way you're able to calculate ROI effectively and more accurately for your business. I actually see a lot of business owners getting this aspect of driving Facebook traffic wrong because they're looking at it from a perspective of straight conversions, when in actuality Facebook is best used for funnels. So when you're thinking about it this way, when people are trying to calculate their return on ad spend, they want to see hard numbers, and that's probably what you're aiming for when you're doing Facebook ads. You want to see hard numbers. That way you can accurately put the expenses in your business and see if it's a good venue for you to continue using, if it's profitable or not. And so I'm going to show you exactly how to calculate this more effectively. That way you're able to see more angles from your business that I'm sure maybe you haven't considered before. So this strategy is called asset funnels. And so the reason why it's called asset funnels is because instead of trying to get on the front end a sale right away, what you're going to do is nurture a lead through a funnel, and in doing so you're going to be collecting an asset. So if you're a brand new Shopify store owner and you're trying to get your products out there on Facebook and trying to build an audience, trying to get sales, the worst thing you can do is try to go straight in for the kill, right? In for the sales right away. It's going to be very expensive, and I promise you$Facebook does not mind one bit if you just throw tons of different ads, hundreds of ads in trying to optimize and trying to gain your pixel with enough traction. So a key aspect of this is, yes, you have to have a trained pixel first, and I can get into that in another video. But one of the main things Shopify store owners overlook is that before you can get a sale with anybody, you have to build some sort of trust. You have to be known in some respect in whatever niche you're targeting. So if you're on Facebook and you create an ad and you're saying, hey, my product is awesome, here's a crazy discount or whatever, come to my store and buy it. If people have never heard of you, right, they'll probably just overlook the offer, maybe click on it. Oh, that's cool, maybe I can get it on Amazon, who knows. There's no brand connection, and so people give up on Facebook simply because they're not doing Facebook the right way. And so this is something I learned in my business. I'm gonna go through the funnel right now. I just want to set the framework for you first. I noticed this in my business last year when I started my Shopify store. I realized right away that it was more cost effective to build the audience first than to go in straight for the sale. And so I'm about to take you through what exactly an asset funnel is and how you can apply it in your business. So for starters, this is what the funnel looks like. Okay, so rule number one is you're going to be driving massive amounts of sales you're going to drive massive list building campaigns all over the place. So you're going to use Instagram, you're going to use YouTube influencers, you're going to use Facebook ads. YouTube and Instagram influencers are a great way to grow an audience quickly, because you can find an influencer, and if they're related in your niche, you can say, hey, look, I have an awesome offer. Here's $50 or here's $100. Maybe they have a list of 100,000 people. Can you market, or can you, for 24 hours, send them to my Instagram account? And usually, if they're a good influencer, they'll say yes. They usually keep it open for 24 hours. YouTube is cool, however, because the video has a longer lifespan, right? It's basically infinite, because once they post a video, it's going to always be there on YouTube. And if they have a loyal following, people has really strong weight as far as continual sales and continual brand exposure. Instagram's usually only 24 hours, but it's still a really quick way to get in front of a lot of people right away, and you'll drive them back to your bio where they can opt in to your list. And also Facebook goes without saying, you can do this with chatbots and just regular opt-in ads through landing pages. You can do a lot of things with this, but the way the funnel works is you're going to be driving massive amounts of traffic. I'm not an artist, sorry, right? The name of the game is building the list. That should be your number one priority. You want to pack as many people in this list as possible. So, so the way you can do that real easily is probably set up a giveaway, right? To enter, if you want X product, right? It has to be relatable to the audience you're targeting. So if it's relatable to the audience you're targeting, so if you sell paleo protein and you're targeting on Facebook people who are paleo lovers, you're targeting on YouTube people who vlog about paleo or who do paleo recipes. If you're on Instagram and the same thing, the influencers all about the paleo diet or whatever, you can see how your products and services are ideal for paleo. And so if the niche is targeted enough, you'll be able to build a massive list very quickly, might I add, and very cheaply. And so your entire list that you're putting in here, everyone that's going at the top of your funnel are already your prime customers, right? Because you're basically building a fan base, a huge community of people who love paleo. And guess what? You sell paleo protein, you sell paleo products. So as you can already see, you're compacting into the top of the funnel a warm audience already. And so from this warm audience, you then are able to build out a chatbot marketing campaign, an email marketing campaign, and boom, sales right there. You can retarget them on Facebook ads. You can, when you're posting content to your page, boom, close the sale there, right? You can, on your page, blogs do really well. So if you post, 10 recipes for paleo or, cool paleo diet, new diet or whatever, you put that on the page post, guess what? That turns into money as well. And you can also build a lookalike audience. So with the lookalike audience, once you have everyone's emails, you can post that on Facebook and say, hey, give me people who match this audience more closely. And then boom, you can target them right there. And I actually have these listed in order of most effective. These are what I found to be the biggest assets in my business. So for sure, number one has to be my chatbot broadcast campaigns and my email marketing campaigns. They bring me the most revenue. For chatbots, I actually, when I first started doing chatbots, I got obsessed with it because I remember on one of my first broadcasts that I sent to my list of I think it was 2,000 people, I made like $800 in an hour, and that was pure sales driven from an instant chatbot campaign. And with email marketing, every time we send out an email campaign, we usually get about $500 to $1,000 in sales, which is crazy. And we do these once a week. So this just drives hordes of traffic, and you own this list 100%. And with Facebook ads, you're able to retarget them, and then this is where Facebook ads start to shine, because the audience is already warm and you're retargeting them. See, you're not retargeting a cold audience on Facebook right off the bat. These people are already part of your list. They trust the YouTube influencer who recommended your product. They trust the Instagram influencer, and you caught their attention already with your Facebook ad, right? So right away, this is already powerful because you're retargeting your warm audience, okay? And again, your page posts and your lookalike audience. This is an asset for you. So I'm gonna break down now what the numbers actually were to look like for you. So keeping all this in mind, a lot of people tell me, no, you have to optimize Facebook ads, you have to send You just have to try a bunch of different ads, and one will eventually work, and etc., etc., etc. And I'm going to show why that's absolutely wrong if you're a newer store owner, if you're trying to get your store off the ground. If you're already crushing it on Shopify and you're doing at least $10,000 in sales, odds are, you can perhaps go straight to Facebook ads because you have a pixel that's already seasoned and you already have an audience. But if you don't have any of those things, if you're not doing at least $10,000 a month on Shopify, you need to build an asset first. And I'm going to show you why this makes sense in concrete numbers. So in scenario 1, let's say ad spend for your Facebook campaign is $1,000. And from $1,000, you make 50 sales, and your profit per unit or profit per good sold is $20. Okay, so when you multiply 50 sales times $20 in net profit per unit, you get a net of 1,000. Well, how much did the ad cost? $1,000. So you can see how that cancels itself out here. Now, this is how 98% of people who I've talked to with Facebook ads, this is how they run the show. And this is, absolutely, again, unless you have a huge audience already and you're a well-known brand, you shouldn't be trying to close the sales. And Facebook doesn't tell you any of this, obviously, because they're a business. They want to make money. They make money from your ad spend. And, you can continue to do this if you want, but it gets real expensive real quickly. You'd have to make, for every $10, you'd have to make one sale, and that might cost you $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 or more in Facebook ad spend just to get those 100 sales, because the pixel on Facebook starts to gain traction after about 100 events. So if you have 100 sales fired off through the Facebook pixel, then it starts to get the ball rolling, and you'll get a lot more sales at a lower cost. But until you get at least 100 sales, I would say at least 200 sales, it's going to be very, very, very expensive to do this, right? You need 50 sales, so that's $20 a sale. And what makes this even more interesting is that even though you got the 50 sales, right, and you say, well, I can continue to just pay a lot of money out of pocket until we eventually get there, right? You do not have an asset in the process. All you have are 50 emails, right? You only have 50 emails from these sales because they obviously gave you their email when they were making the purchase. And so, as you can see, this is how everyone tries to do Facebook. Optimize the ad, optimize the pixel, do more ad copy. The copywriting has to be good. The price, give a bigger discount. It's set for scarcity, right? And when you're running ads with the mentality of scarcity, right, you have to give away a product at 90% off. You have to, have some sort of sale going on, clearance, all these gimmicky things. The copywriting has to be worded one word different, or the image has to change, the video has to have better subtitles, or has to be more legit. Yes, those are all correct, but this should be secondary once you have the list, and then it's effective. So as you can see, $1,000 in ad cost, you get 50 sales with the net of 1,000, ad cost 1,000. You made nothing, but you did collect 50 emails. And I can get into LTV, so maybe they come back and get another unit, and perhaps there's some profit there. But I'll get into an LTV in another training. I just wanted to show you cold hard numbers. Now let me kick you scenario 2. Scenario 2, you have the same ad cost, $1,000, but in this, your objective was not to close the sale right away. Your objective was to build a massive list right away. This is your objective. So with the $1,000, let's say you were able to collect 1,000 emails, so that's $1 an email subscriber, and 1,000 bot subscribers. So that's $1. So it's 50 cents for each one. And then I have a course where I go over this. where I show you exactly how I'm able to get both emails and bot subscribers simultaneously, and I'm able to get them for pennies on the dollar. And so I'm able to get for 15 cents an email subscriber and a chatbot subscriber. So I do have a course for that. There should be a link in the description that I go over this to build a massive list with chatbots. But for the sake of this training, you can see you're getting 2,000 net subscribers. So for 50 cents, you were able to get them on email and subscribe to your bot. So you now have 2,000 net subscribers. And here's where the magic happens, right? Now you're starting to grow your list. So let's just say, keeping all variables the same, from this 2,000, from this group of 2,000 subscribers, you were able to get 50 sales minimum, right? Well, this way you get $1,000 net, again, just like in this scenario, but you now have an asset. You have a list. Asset. Let me draw a little star here. I think, there you go. That's an ugly star, but so you can see, not only did you still make the 50 sales, right? Because then you begin, once you get the subscribers, boom, you start hitting them with the chatbot marketing, email marketing, retarget Facebook ads, page posts, lookalike audience, blog posts on your website. I mean, this funnel is the bare minimum what you can do with the power of owning a list, right? See, 2,000 subscribers, and you still make the $1,000 because you're putting them in the funnel, or on the front end, on scenario one, $1,000, you only get 50 emails. You still get 50 sales, but you only have a list of 50 buyers. This way, you have 20 buyers. You can make a strong lookalike audience and do everything I just said right here. And boom, you still get those 50 sales. I mean, this is minimum because you can target them all year round. You can target them, send them an email once a week, a chat bot broadcast once a week. You can do whatever you want with your lists. And how much is that list worth to you? If you ever wanted to sell your business in the future, guess what? Building a list adds to your multiple. So if an investor is looking at your company and say, after 2 years, you did pretty well on Shopify, and you were able to do at least 6 figures a year on Shopify, you have a list of about, let's say, 50,000 subscribers on both email and bots. Guess what? You now have a tangible asset. You can probably add, maybe each subscriber is worth at least $1, right, to the investor. You have juice backed with your offer. So if you ever wanted to sell your business, you're able to do that because you have a huge list here, as opposed to spending all of this money just to get a few sales. And we all know Facebook is wildly competitive. Why not get something out of it, right? So if you were focused first on building a massive list, you're going to start to see the money is in the list, and then this scenario comes secondary, right? This should be right here after you have the list. But trying to do it cold turkey, it's going to be incredibly expensive, and that's why I think a lot of people who sell on Shopify, they burn out. They burn out, capital. They burn out their energy. They're tired, and they don't have a lot to show for it. People have a hard time getting sales on Shopify because all the training out there is not teaching you this. It's teaching you this, right? Even Facebook advises you on this and how to better optimize your campaigns and, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, we're here to make money. And to make money as a real business owner, you have to have assets. You have to own the traffic to your listing and to your store. And the only way to do that, if your store is brand new, is you got to start with the basics. You got to get this, and this is so much more powerful. So this entire process. I mean, I have dozens of different funnels that work for, you can segment each one of these blocks into maybe 5 different assets of their own. But this is basically how everyone should approach launching their business, because no money is wasted, right? If someone's going to click on your ad, might as well get something for it, you know. I do not like to put an ad out there and someone click on it, look at my page, and then bounce off, and I paid $1 for that click. If I'm going to pay for a click on Facebook, I'm gonna get something out of it, and what I'm gonna get out of it is the customers subscribing to my list, right? And now that they're subscribed to my list, you know, I can get 1,000 clicks, I'm gonna have 1,000 contacts, 10,000 clicks, 10,000 contacts, and thus begins this huge machine. It runs 24/7, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. You just have hordes of traffic coming into your list, and then you begin your funnel process, right? So keep all these things in mind, right? Asset allocation, asset allocation. Give me the list, because the money's in the list, ladies and gentlemen. So if you guys love this type of content, I'll have a lot more Facebook ads trainings coming out. They'll all be free, so subscribe to my channel so that way you guys don't miss any free content. You'll be the first to know. And also, if you have any questions or comments on my actual asset funnel, I have dozens of them, so I'll be including more as time goes on. This is just a very basic understanding of how this works to maximize your ad spend and maximize your revenue for your business. Go ahead and leave me a comment below. And yeah, I hope you guys love this training, and I'll see you guys on the next one.